Hey everybody, I am back. I'm just checking the time. So I am back to homeschooling 5 children. I'm sharing this because there might be one day another mother like us. I say us, there was a mom in one of my homeschooling groups who, just like me, she's done. Her children have finished high school, but she said she was an absolute failure because they're done and they're done, but they've got nowhere to go. They don't want anything. There's no career they're looking forward to doing. There's no career they want to do. There's no career they want to pursue. They don't know what they want to do in their future. There's nothing that has taken their interest. They're like, we don't know. And she said she's failed miserably, that she couldn't get her children to make a decision. So some said, hey, when I was growing up, when we were growing up, it wasn't true for me. We just were told, our parents told us, get a job, so you have to go study anything. She didn't choose based on what she was saying is, don't let them choose based on their likes or their passions. Just make them study something, anything, and then they'll work and they'll make money and they'll be independent. Others said, hey, your job as a homeschooling teacher of your children was never to guide them further than high school. You gave them the tools to move on into tertiary education or skills training. The rest is up to them. They are the ones who are meant to decide. You can't be in their brain. You're not their brain. You're not meant to be their brain. And I'm adding now, we shouldn't be their brain. Because if I were to say to my children, oh, you don't know what to do? Okay, you must go and do accounting. You must go and do social work. And then they fail in accounting. Let's say statistics is too difficult or they don't understand balance sheets. And then it'll be my fault because I thought for them. Let them fail be something that they wanted to do. One, they'll be more motivated to pass. And two, they can never look back and blame you. They're adult enough to make their own decisions like all other children have. Teachers don't say to teachers in our high schools, they don't feel like they've passed or done well when the children go into university, go into college, go into a vocational center. They know they've done it because this is the matric pass rate in our school. That's it. So that's what we as parents need to also do. Let's separate ourselves from being a helicopter parent, from being precise and you must do this. Not all our children are Abrahams. Not all our children are Moseses. Some just, they live their lives and they obey and they live by principle. But God, just like he didn't tell Zechariah, you must be a priest. He was born into priesthood. So some children might be born missionaries into a missionary family. So they're already in the mission field and then they decide, oh well, let's continue being missionaries. I love people. That's what happened, how it happened with one of my people that I met in the mission field in Tanzania. His parents were missionaries. He loved missions, so he continued the trend. The parents didn't say to him, all right, you are done with school. Now what is your next step? Here are the suggestions. And he just fell into it. And he loves it. Abraham was told, go. Not everybody gets told, go here, run there. And if God our Father leaves us to make our own choices, shouldn't we also do the same and not feel guilty that our children are stuck with no choice? Don't feel guilty if your children don't know what they want to do. What I used to do, it's a tip I can give you, but the workplace is very different to the studying that gets you there. That's another thing you must tell your children, that what they see. Okay, so what I used to do with mine is they would tell me the careers they're interested in, and I would think of careers that I believe they can do well based on the subjects and the pass marks and all of that, percentages. So I would give them the ones that I believe are more suited to their strengths and the ones that they are interested in. So I'd give them a video, a day in the life of a student nurse, a day in the life of a cybersecurity engineer or whatever they are, the technician. I don't know what they are. So they would watch that and get a feel of what these people do during the day. And it's easier, it's nicer. People are so open out there. with their lives on YouTube, it is a blessing in this case. When we were in school, we had 3 days only to do job shadowing. So you could choose to do, like, okay, what I did was, at that point, I wanted to be a dietitian. So attended I looked at dietitians. One was working for the Heart Foundation, so I spent a day at the Heart Foundation. One was working in a hospital, I spent a day at the hospital. You can do that, or you can spend your whole 3 days with one person and see the range of situations that they deal with. Or if you have 3, 4, 5 choices, you pick your top 3 and you spend one day with each kind of career. It was just 3 days. So now, with the age of the internet, everybody's days almost are online, so they can learn from different people who are doing the same job. So that's what my children did. And that's how, except for the one who didn't do maths, and I told them to do maths, and so they couldn't enter for AS levels, they couldn't enter the career they wanted. So that's how they chose, based on what they saw and what they felt resonated with them. But here I am. I could tell myself I'm a failure, except I know that I did my job. I have 5 children here now who I'm going to be supervising with their education. I say like education because my 5-year-old who doesn't speak, I don't know her capabilities. I know her limitations too well. And it's tough, people. I don't know where we're going to go. Numbers, she struggles with looking at them, understanding numbers. She knows colors. She knows, I don't know if she even knows letters. She knows animals. But if I say to her, I'll show you a video. If I say to her, show me the number 2, there's no action. I don't even know that she knows the number 2, but she does know the number 10. And when she's looking at a big number chart, she will pick up and pick out and name number 100. So it's like that. So I'm still persevering though. I'm persevering with educating, with supplementing, with speaking always, saying, I'm putting your bottle down. It's education. Where is number 2? Where's number 2?
Number 2. Number 2. 10.
Yes, that's 10. That's 10. Good job. Yay. And this? What's that? All right, come back. What's this? Number? Can you touch the polar bear? Can you touch polar bear? Where's the polar bear? There it is. I'll play it. I'm gonna press the sound. And so all the way to this top number 5 who's now come back. I won't say which one. They went to Pretoria to study. One studied very well. They only failed one module, which they had a sub for, which they also failed. But they'd always said, oh my word, this module is difficult. They couldn't get their head around it, and so they will repeat that. But everything else, 60s, 70s, 80s, it's been wonderful. The other one, twitch. Purchase after purchase, twitch. Even during exam season, twitch. This game, that game. And they ended up only passing one module. So they're back here at home. We will wait for the next intake, and we are making them redo because they don't have any other choice that they want. They want to do this. So they will redo it under my supervision. So we know that if they do not manage, again, it's not because they were on twitch, but they really can't do it. And then if they really can't do it, we find plan B. Interestingly enough, when I told my daughter's biological sister, because as I said, she's also struggled a lot with her school, and she had thought she had done well and only failed maths, but she failed everything and has supplementary exams for others. So I was telling her this morning that I really feel sorry for you guys. You give your best, you try your hardest, and she, like my one, who is in Pretoria, was very honest from the get-go. I'm really struggling with this. And they had group projects. It's unfair, hey? Because they have this year assessment, but they're group projects, and we know how group dynamics can fail. So I feel it's unfair, but hey, I'm not the person in charge. I mean, in the workplace, it's a group thing. That's what I was telling my children, that, well, in the workspace, you're working as a team. So it kind of makes sense. It's the real world. And if they don't do their part, you can't carry the team. Then the whole project fails. But yeah, to base your progression on group projects, I have a problem with that. So I was telling my daughter's birth sister, you know, I really feel sorry for you guys because you really tried your best, but school is hard. And then I'll share a reply, and it just touched me because I know I was discussing with one of my cousins as well, whose daughter is also struggling and might actually have to change direction as well. I was telling her that, our children are blessed. And then when I say our children, I include my daughter's birth sister because they have no pressure from us. They already want to succeed. They already want to work. They want to. What will it help if we then come down hard on them? How could you fail? What's wrong with you? What will that help? They already hate themselves. Our children at least do. And they hate that they're struggling. They had a direction and they were aiming for it. So I told my cousin, our children are blessed. Sometimes it's good to pat ourselves on the back because no one else will. Our children are blessed because we have seen too many children who commit suicide when they fail because they're scared of the shame that they'll feel from their parents. They're scared of the reaction that they'll get from their parents. And so they'd rather not face the music. The parents don't say to them, okay, you've done your best. You've given it your best shot. And you've tried twice now and it's not happening. Okay, let's see what else can you do. Parents, let's love our children. Even in their failures, let's love them and make them feel strong, empowered, and cared for and seen. So that's where I am. I've got that fifth one who wasn't doing much work. So I will make sure that they are doing work, monitor their working. When they resume their studies, for now they're going to study properly so that when the course begins in September, if they're accepted, they will then work. That's where I am. So I've got a mentioned my two. Children are hectic. People like to say, oh, my children also do that. But I know the difference between ADHD children, moderate to severe, and non-ADHD children. Yes, they will also put Vaseline on their faces and cream everywhere, but not every hour of every day. They won't fight unless they've got issues and they're just not, what's the word, not properly raised. They won't fight every day. They won't be arguing every day. And you don't need to watch them. They will play and actually just play safely. They'll go play in the sand pit and build a sand castle. Yes, they'll come in dirty, but it's just sand. We'll wash it off. It's the fact that the others will go and eat the sand even though they're 10 years old. That is the problem. Or instead of playing with the sand like they said they would, they'll go open paint, professional adult house paint, exterior wall paint, and paint your car. that is extreme. It's different to the child who puts cream on their face. They do the cream on their face and their hair and in the bath and in the books and on the books and everywhere. So ADHD parenting is hectic. You're always coming up with activities to keep them busy and also monitoring the activities to make sure they're not doing anything bad while they're doing those activities, or that they are actually doing the activities and nothing else. So this weekend, I had the joy of a laptop breaking apart because of negligence. They, without my permission, took took the MacBook. They share a laptop that they watch together when they're watching Sabbath School, which I've downloaded for them. And then they watch the TV when they watch the Sabbath School, when they're doing Sabbath School with my family, watch the TV with the Bible, with the nature story I've created for them. So they need to watch the Sabbath School, and then that's it for the day. In the afternoon, they watch nature on the computer, a nature documentary, and then they color in, or This time, I found out on Sunday that on Sabbath afternoon, instead of being calmly there while I'm studying, they went outside with the MacBook, which I've never allowed them to do. And then they left it out there, and the dew got in, and it had a light drizzle, so it's broken. It's the second one. They had one, but they kept pressing keys and putting food in it, so it broke. It cost a lot of money to buy a computer. So that's gone now. There's no computer coming up anytime soon. And then they damaged hair. Hair. We've discussed the hair. I won't go into it. Everything I do, there's a way to mess it up. If I do the wool braids, they will pull and tight. You could actually see folliculitis happening. And with folliculitis, which happens when you've pulled the hair too tightly, the follicles are exposed and then they get infected. What comes? Traction alopecia. Edges gone, hairline gone. So I took out the braids. Why had I put the wool braids in? Because when their hair was loose, they were putting gel all over. Straight gel, edge gel, this moisturizer, this spray, all day. Mirror, mirror, mirror. Not even wanting to do school. Every solution comes with its own problem, which is different to typical parenting. How do you manage that, people? I asked a guy to fix my car. When we had tried, one of the people, when we were looking for a driver and therapy attender for my children, one of the people who came, I don't know what they were thinking, but they drove wrong into the garage and they scraped the side of the wheel, whatever you call it, the well, I don't know, the wheel, whatever, the cover of the wheel, where the wheel is. I'm sorry, I don't know the parts. And then they carried on going forward and then scraped my mirror. And they carried on going forward, scraping the car. How illogical. He never even offered to repay the damage. So now we've had some months with the damaged car. My pride, hates it. Because I hate people thinking that I'm the one who was stupid enough to damage my car like that. So I finally got someone to fix the car. I got quotes from the groups. And I asked for suggestions and I got someone to come around. I sent pictures of the damage, and which excluded the damage my 10-year-old did when she smashed her dad's car door into my door and made a big dent there too. He came yesterday to pick up the car. And then he calls me outside. And there was more damage from driving. I don't know who it was who's driven and smashed up the front of the car. Could be my son, could be my other driver, it could be anybody. I know it wasn't me. And at the back, paint. My sweet children had put paint, 2 black, professionally painted, isn't serious, hardcore, all-weather paint that you put on the wall, boundary wall, outside of your house. They had painted with that on my back, on the boot. 2 black hearts, and a nicely colored in rectangle. It's constant. Constant. There we go again. It's that level of, oh, now what? And oh, that expense. How do you deal with it? It's ADHD. When you studied it properly, you understand why it happens. So that's my appeal. It was very long-winded. I'm sorry it was boring. But my appeal is, please study every condition your children has. Like, seriously, from proper textbooks and books by authors who are MDs and OTs and all of that, so that you understand why the children did it, so that your response will not be disproportionate and punitive. So there's that to fix as well. But there's also joy in parenting these children. They're not only challenging, but they are full of life. My daughter, who was in timeout, and I'll share the video, so I'll explain the full of life part. I'm going to probably cut this and put it at the end. Maybe, I don't know. But my point, as you will see, is there are the good times too. There are the cute moments, the oh, I give up moments. And I thrive on those. I look back on those and I keep them in my memory bank. Instead of focusing on, oh man, now I'm going to have to pay extra, I focus on the positives. Like the way my 5-year-old loves school. She loves it. She loves doing it. She loves both subjects. Right now it's reading and maths and a bit of science here and there, but she doesn't even notice that it's a subject. I thrive on the joys they find. When my 10-year-old asks for a tight squeeze for a sensory pressure, I love to give it to her. I love to be a blessing. And so parents, think about it that way. You are a blessing. God created you to be a blessing to your children. Not for them to be a blessing to you, but for you to be a blessing to them, and hopefully for them to be trainable so that they can then grow up and bless others. It's not about what they do to you, especially when they've got executive functioning disorders and all of that. It's about what you do for them. There's nothing that humbles you and reminds you about how Christ loves you than a child who keeps on every single day, multiple children in my case, messing up. And you know they're not thinking, I want to make mom sad. As the man said who came to take my car, said it will take 7 days, business days. They love you. They did hearts. What can you say? They love us. They don't have a malicious bone, and I mean ADHD, autism, that in its purity. There's no malicious bone in our children. So may we respond with the same lack of malice and love them. Give them their tight squeezes and laugh when your time out gets messed up. And for Pete's sake, do not just ignore misbehavior, especially not something this planned and so it's not like they just dropped food. So you figure out a natural consequence of some sort, or a punishment, if you want to call it that. What I did, I told them, because they're sharing a bedroom for now, I told them, if you mess up again after the first night they did, you will be separated and sleep in different bedrooms. So that's what will happen. They'll be separated and sleep in different bedrooms so that they don't get together and make a mess, and so that the younger one is not influenced by the bigger one, who herself realized that she's the common denominator in all of this. We do make it clear that it's not acceptable. Okay, anyway, have a good week. Here is to our very special, stressful, sometimes happy life. Take care. Yes, what did you ask?
I was asking her, is it dangerous?
Asking her, asking me.
I was asking you, is it dangerous to do this?
I would say yes.
It's fine.
Yeah, lots of stuff is fun, but bad for you. And you didn't. What did you say about your shoulder today? How's your shoulder?
Sore.
Okay. And what were you doing?
I was trying to do a cartwheel with my one hand.
So you
The
did
wrong hand.
You did a cartwheel on the hand, and now it's.
Sore.
So should you be flipping off the bed?
No.
But you don't think, do you?
No.
You just want to feel good.
Yes.
That's a problem. Very worrying. That's why Dr. Haynes said we must lock you up.
Huh?
Yes.
Then I'll be doing all these crazy things.
Yeah, we must lock you up so you can't do anything. Just keep you in the room, and then we take away everything so that you don't go out and explore and do silly things, dangerous things. How does that make you feel? How do the lights make you feel?
Relaxing.
Pardon?
Relaxing.
Relaxed. Perfect. Glad, I'm glad. Good. I told her that the number of times I repeat the phrase get dressed, I'll make it the same number of minutes in timeout. So she was meant to be in timeout, but can you really be in timeout when you've got your little sister sitting on your shoulders? Ah, it was cute. We all laughed. Also, there was a day I made a different smoothie. That's the one way I know they will get fruit into them is if I give them a smoothie. They love smoothie. They ask for smoothie, especially Nene, my 5-year-old. So I made a raspberry smoothie, and I thought my 5-year-old was just not going to have it. She looked at the color. It wasn't the blueberry color. And she just said, nope. Well, she didn't say nope. She just looked at the cup and put it down and walked off. But thankfully, I took a bit with my finger from the blender blades, and I gave it to her to taste, and the taste won. And she, as you can tell, decided she did want to have smoothie. So there had been enough left over in the jug. So everyone had, and these are the verdicts. Can you please tell me what you just said?
Now that was delicious.
It was delicious, hey?
Yes.
Cool. So I'll definitely keep this one as well.
Pink.
Yes, it's pink.
Can I get a picture of that? I also was thinking about that in the bathroom.
Okay, first taste some first. What if it's horrible?
Well, the same.
How does it taste?
Good.
Good, hey? Good. Then yes, you can take your tablet and take a picture of it. Bye.
Hi, today we're going to try Mommy's delicious raspberry smoothie. And with my friend.
I like your friend.
Let's try Mommy's delicious smoothie. Made out of raspberry and something like cashew nut butter with some soya milk. Here's the raspberry piece. Let's try it. I already drank half. You can still see. See? Here's the raspberry piece. Let's try it. That's delicious.
Please excuse the coconut yogurt she spilled on the bed. Can you touch the polar bear? Can you touch polar bear? Where's the polar bear? There it is. I'll play it. Do you want to press the sound? Rio? Touch kangaroo. Where's kangaroo? There it is. Yay! Where's the sound? That's a funny sound. Where's penguin? Touch penguin. Yes. Great job. You touched penguin. Let's play penguin sound. Again. We'd had a bad morning. I found wool that they'd taken out from the packet of wool that I'd been saving. They'd just taken it out, my 10-year-old, and had crumpled it all up, and it was unusable. Thankfully, not all. I was missing combs from packets I'd never opened. So it was just one of those bad mornings. But then I found them something else to do, and it was just so peaceful for just a bit. They were peace, they were happy, busy, and because I was there monitoring, no one was doing anything naughty. And I'll end on that note. Parenting is unfortunately not always peaceful, not always perfect, but we can create some moments of joy, or at least calm, some moments of calm. Have a calm evening.